Well, you know, it's
It's a battle.
it's exciting because it's the tip off of the season is always exciting no matter what. But the Lauren Hill is adds a little bit more meaning for all of us here at Xavier and Mount St. Joe, and we're just really excited about getting started, and hopefully get a big crowd to come join us.
Yeah, obviously we're excited too to be here at the Cintas Center once again for Lauren's Tip-Off Classic, the second annual without Lauren. Yesterday marked the second year anniversary of her first game, and you know, we can't thank Xavier enough for doing that for us and for the Cure Starts Now and Lauren's mission. And her number one goal was to have that awareness out there, and I think Xavier definitely helped us do that. But we're excited, as Brian said. You know, anytime you got that first game, you're excited. But for us and our program, it means even more. You know, at the Division III level, our girls come there because they aren't Division II or Division I players. They're there to get their academics. But this adds even more meaning for us. We get an opportunity to teach the girls lifelong lessons, and we talk about it every day. And I think we spend probably 20 to 30 minutes every practice talking about some of the struggles we all go through in life. And you know, that's included at Xavier as well, I'm sure. But it's really sit homes with us as far as talking about when something smacks you in the face and you have to face adversity like Lauren did. So we're obviously honored to carry on her legacy and her mission here at the Cintas Center come November 12th.
Lisa, can you talk a little bit about the Care Starts Now, and since Lauren got involved with that, how much has she raised? How much have you all raised?
Since Lauren got involved, we've raised over $6 million total. And Lauren's tribute fund for her personally, it's still stuck at 2.2. Hoping to increase that. Be nice to go over that 22 hump. Not that I want to lose the number, but it would be nice to see it go above. We've added quite a few chapters over the past year, so I've now moved to chapter event coordinator, and we had to hire on a Cincinnati coordinator who's taking on all of the local events, and I'm now managing all the chapters since we have a commonality of lost children, so I can understand the highs and lows while you're trying to plan events. So it's a fine balance of emotional plus determination to keep raising funds so that no family has to go through what we did.
Lisa, what does it mean to you to have this event be part of Lauren's legacy?
I'm not gonna lie, this is a really hard event for me. Yesterday was a bad day. And I think, you know, with our birthday being October 1st and you move into the tip-off, and I had totally forgot the second was even not on my radar, and then all of a sudden it was on my radar when I had to do an interview. And it's a challenge because you just remember it's now a second year without her, and you know, she would have been a junior in high school, and emotionally it's hard to pull yourself together and keep it together, but still be an advocate and make people realize that we still don't have a cure, and the research money is still much needed, and there are kids out there that are fighting, and you know, it's overtaking them just the same. And to watch that happen continuously in my world is a struggle, that these families still need a cure, research, and better drugs so that they can get, you have DIPG, but we've got a plan to attack it. And for Lauren, not just advocacy, but the research. She understood that we needed to go to the next level and play at the next highest game, even in the research realm, so that we can find what we need to help achieve those goals.
Deanna and Brian, last year the players all gathered where Lauren had made her first layup and held up their fingers for an L and had a moment. Do you plan to do the same thing this year?
We really haven't discussed it. I know Coach Hayes with Hiram and I talked yesterday, as a matter of fact, and she said, do you have anything special planned this year? And I haven't really come up with anything yet. We talked about honoring Pat Summit with her passing away this year. I know that meant something special to Lauren, and Lisa and Brent and I have talked about that multiple times. And when she passed away, we thought about maybe just taking the ball and putting it where Lauren got to receive her Pat Summit Award, and then gathering around the ball there as well, in memory of both of them.
I guess, Brian, a better question for you would be, you know, do you talk about this with your kids as well? And obviously they're aware of this and know what the reason is for this classic, but kind of talk about what the impact is on your
Oh, we absolutely will. It'll be next week too, because we got a scrimmage this week, so we will do that with them next week. But we'll show them a little bit of a video as Dan was suggesting earlier, as a perspective of where they are and how lucky they are. And but I think where I feel like our role in this is the advocacy of it is and I was talking to Coach a little while ago, but we've got to keep the awareness of this growing and not let it subside each year. I think that's the most important thing. I mean, I remember reading a story a year or so ago, or when Lauren said something about, I'm not going to be here, but we're still going to have a problem. We still need to find a cure, and I don't want this game to be the end of it. And so I just feel like Xavier and our team, that's kind of our role, is to help be a facilitator for these guys and what they want to do. So, but it's important in that regard, and then for our team as well to grow and to understand all that stuff.
Come on, you guys don't have questions? You're all
Quiet
quiet?
crowd.
What the heck? That's not normal.
That's all right.
Lisa, can you talk a little bit about the bounce and how that kind of is incorporated within the name, and what that means for, what would that mean for Lauren?
The Bounce for a Cure is an awesome way just to get youth involved and to attend the games, where they can bounce all the way to the front door of Cintas Center and then watch the ladies play their games. I think Lauren would have loved this idea, just getting the kids involved for as much as she enjoyed being around children and also rallying the youngsters for the love of the game. I think she would be really excited about getting them involved in this way. Plus, it helps fund research, which is what she wanted. I just watched a clip the other day at the end of it. I think it was her original post-game interview, and Brand Johansson had asked her if it would be okay if they had a game every year in her honor, and she said, yeah, as long as the money went to research. So getting the youth involved and inspiring them to look at what's ahead is equally important. Her aspirations were to play college ball at the next level, and I think to walk away inspired that there is a goal that they can put in their mind, I think she would be equally proud of that as well, so that she can, let people know that their goals are achievable if they just focus on them. So I think, participating in the Bounce and getting the youth involved is equally important to get them here and watch what young ladies can do at the next level.
Lisa, what's life like in the Hill household 2 years after Lauren's been gone?
This is our second year, so I think the kids have kind of settled down. I don't think it's as impactful as the first year. The first year was the hardest, going through the first. I'm not going to say the second is any easier. I think you just understand what the triggers are going to be. It's kind of like a wave, so they're coming and you just have to adapt to them, and know that you're going to have to give yourself some time or take a day off work to sit in bed and cry your head off. But just reaching out to your friends or other parents who have battled the same journey, I think, are your support network, and you just have to feed off them and know that they're behind you for hugs or tears or whatever you need, as long as you ask. So it's a one day at a time. I still say, parents who get diagnosed are like, how do you even do this? And my answer is always 1 minute at a time, sometimes 1 second at a time. And to be honest, it's still 1 minute at a time, because you don't know what the next minute's gonna bring. And I find strength in Lauren, so when I watch video clips, it kind of invigorates me to just keep on doing what I think she would want done and what I know needs to be done. And that keeps me focused and propelled forward. But it's got its challenges, got on days and off days.
What do you think she would think of all this? I mean, just the funds raised, the fact that this is the second year, this doubleheader. What do you think she would have had a reaction?
I think, looking back, really, it's so hard to comprehend. I mean, really, if you sit and think about the magnitude, and if it was you sitting in that position, I don't think she understood the impact. We didn't even realize how many people were here. I mean, you heard the number 10,000, but just to go back and like look at pictures and film, we didn't even realize there was a whole upper deck layer until we were looking at the pictures, because we were so focused on court activities that you never fully look up to the rafters and go, wow, there's people way up there. And we did that afterwards. But to understand the magnitude on an international or global level, because it is global, and I don't even know how it got from a little local news story to Australia and England, and people check in from all over the place and say how inspired they are by Lauren. And to me, she's just Lauren. It's like, how did Mother Teresa's mother feel about her? Do you know what I mean? To me, she's just my kid who had one dream, and she wasn't about to let anything stop her, because that was her goal, and she was going to see that through. And then all of a sudden, the doors just opened for her to be an advocate for the cause, and she just walked through them. I can't explain the way it happened, or if we would have chosen something different. She just knew what she had to do. Oddly, just here recently, I found a mission statement that she had made to herself, and it's dated July 30th of 2014. And if you go back and watch her documentary, she'll talk about how she had a talk with God back in, was January? Yes, in January before that. And then she made a mission statement. But to read that mission statement, she drew these things to her. Like, she asked for them, and they fell at her doorstep, and she just used them and did what she felt was right. So to understand the magnitude, I can't even comprehend it. I just survive minute by minute with whatever's thrown at me, and help whoever I need to help, and handle whatever I need to handle.
Dan, can you also speak about Lauren's legacy, and maybe what do you feel like how did she help you as a person, or what was the most important message she conveyed?
She stepped in my life at the right time. I often made a joke on our campus to Father over there, and said God put the number one saint on earth in my path because I was the number one sinner. And I needed help, but I needed Lauren. I needed Lauren more than anybody will ever know. It was a great relationship almost immediately. I remember December, we were playing Kalamazoo at home. She came to the game with her family. I was the assistant at that time, and our admissions had gotten her a blanket, and all the players signed it. We walked up to give it to her. And I've only met Lauren maybe once or twice at this time, and I was being polite. I went last to shake her hand, and that young lady just grabbed me and hugged me. And I knew that relationship was there then. You talk about everything in life can be contagious. A good attitude and a bad attitude both can be contagious, but Lauren was a great attitude. She could walk in this room and just, you'd be filled with joy. That's just the magnitude she had of that greatness of wanting to be around her. Carrying on her legacy, we knew it would be tough, but we're going to keep it going. As Brian said, we got to make this thing a little bit bigger and better every year in her honor. She has become a voice for children who can't speak about what's going on with DIPG, and I think that's a mission and legacy we got to carry on, as well as we're going to carry on her legacy at the Mount. We have a scholarship called the Forever 22. It's an endowment scholarship now in her honor, and every year we donate, people donate. The basketball program right now, we held a golf outing just this past October on her 21st birthday, and Lisa and Brent were there to help us kick that off, and I've gotten so many positive feedbacks from that, and how great not only was the golf outing, but Lisa and Brent Hill speaking on behalf of their daughter. We ended up netting about $10,000, and we put $5,000 in her scholarship. So, I'm hoping that one day we can get not only raise more funds for them, but to raise funds for her legacy at our university, so we can give out 22 scholarships a year. And that'll be my mission. That's on my shoulders, as well as helping Lisa and Brian and Xavier and the Mount continue this legacy here and raising more awareness. I think there needs to be more, and Lisa's right, it went global. Don't know how it got global, but it went global. It was all over. And we need to keep it going as much as we can, because you never know who's that next family, as Lisa said, needs us.
I can't imagine a team that was closer than the team, when Lauren played her last season. How is that group still pretty intact? I mean, I know people come and go from college, but they all stay in touch with that special bond?
Absolutely, they do. There's multiple times Lisa can probably tell you more that they've gone by Lauren's gravesite and they've found one or two players there, just randomly there. And that's a testament to our girls. We were going to build a family first, and Lauren helped us do that rather quickly, which was awesome. This year's seniors, we have 2 seniors playing, and then next year's seniors are the last, or junior. This year's juniors will be seniors next year. Our last group that played with Lauren, that was around Lauren. But for every freshman that comes in, we talk about number 22. We talk about Lauren Hill. We talk about what she did. As a matter of fact, we got a handful of girls that say, "Coach, I was here. I was at the game." My freshman from last year walked into the gymnasium for our shoot-around, and I heard the one girl saying, "Hey, Coach, I was sitting right up there. I was about 15, 20 rows up there in that section." So it's great to see them have come to our game and honor her as well. And we'll continue to pass down that legacy. But we're also blessed that we help carry on that mission. We've been blessed that we've been around Lisa and Brent enough that they'll share any local families that are going through something that we need. We also do something special at the Mount where we talk about cancer, and everybody's been affected by it. I think everybody in the world's been affected by it. So there's always something going on that we talk about, and before every home game, we'll sit in our chapel and we'll share stories about what's going on, and you'd be amazed at what a lot of these young women are going through. I'm not sure, I can't speak for Brian's girls, but they're going through stuff. And they're trying to get through the academics. They're trying to work 2 jobs. They're trying to play basketball. And I think Lauren gives us that edge to honor her as they walk on that floor, knowing that's all she wanted to do was hear the shoes squeak, hear the crowd roar, and make a basket.
I'd also like to say that, you know, as far as family goes, that the girls have become part of our family as well. And there's quite a few of them that have stepped up the plate, and they'll text Erin, and they've taken on this big sister role for her. And that impresses me. And, you know, they'll come and grab her for dinner and take her out for her birthday, or they show up at her soccer games and her basketball games to cheer her on. And that means the world to her because, you know, that's the last group of friends that Lauren had, and you know, to have them take Erin under their wing and kind of mentor her in place of Lauren is really impressive for these young ladies to do that.